Niamh O'Sullivan from Taranaki, the 2017 PBT New Zealand Rose of Tralee. Good morning.
Good morning.
You all right?
Yes, still buzzing.
It was quite a hectic evening, wasn't it?
It was emotional and hectic and special. It was amazing, yeah.
So when we were chatting earlier, I said one of the things I wanted to ask you was, a lass from Cork, growing up in Cork,
Yeah.
did she ever imagine she'd be a Rose of Tralee? Did she ever imagine she'd be a Rose of Tralee from New Zealand?
Two parts to that one. So I think, to be honest, I always would have loved to have been the Rose of Tralee. Myself and my parents talked about it when I was a child growing up. You know, you watch it on television, you watch the beautiful girls and you hear their amazing stories, and of course, why would you not want to be a Rose of Tralee? So I had aspirations for sure. I kind of said to everyone from New Zealand, all the girls, in Ireland no one ever wants to be an actress or a singer, they want to be a Rose of Tralee. It's what you grow up wanting to be. So yes, I absolutely did. As the years ticked on, I'm 27, I might not look it today, but yeah, I did think I'm kind of coming to the point where I'm going to really have to decide, am I going to actually do it? I've moved around a lot. I said throughout my interviews I've lived in Ireland, England, Chicago, and now New Zealand. So I've been a little bit of a nomad and travelled a lot. So to be honest, I felt like now actually is the only time I would have been comfortable to stand up and say, yes, I'm very proud of what I've achieved in my life, and I would like to stand up amongst other amazing women and tell the world about what I do and, you know, who I am as a person and what Ireland means to me. So I never in a million years thought that would be happening in New Zealand, but I'm very, very glad it is, because I don't think I would have had the same kind of experience, because not only have I been talking about Ireland and you know, discussing, you know, what it is to have Irish heritage, but I've been discussing it in New Zealand, which has an amazing culture and heritage of its own. So it's been, it's just been a mesh of just the best things, and the girls, we've been learning so much from each other. So it's just been a humbling experience. Yeah.
You're from Cork,
Yes.
but you now live in Taranaki.
Yeah, I
in
am.
New Plymouth itself.
Yes, I live in Fitzroy actually, which is I think personally the nicest part of New Plymouth. It's over one side by the beach, and we've got 2 dogs, so it's the regular curtains that you go out and watch the sunset go down on the beach over New Plymouth, and it's it's out of this world. Like, I can't even describe it to people in Ireland. It's black sand, which we don't have, black sand and sunsets, and you know, it's everything that you dream New Zealand will be. So the fact that that's my life, yeah, very lucky.
And you're settled in New Zealand?
I'm very settled in New Zealand.
So I think when we were chatting earlier, I said that I would describe you as a New Zealander in the making.
I love that. I think that's, I'm going to use that. I hope you don't mind. That's going to be my new slogan. I'm a New Zealander in making. I really am, but myself and Shane were this morning, we were coming down from all of the hype. I couldn't sleep, I was just in too much of a buzz. And he just said, like, so what do you feel, what do you think, like, about everything? And I was like, I cannot believe that, you know, I've achieved so much, and all the things that I was talking about in New Zealand in like a year and a half. I've only lived here a year and a half now, almost to the day, and I've been so fortunate. I found myself a great job, a few jobs here, you know, as a dietitian working here. I have found family, I found home, which is something that a lot of travellers never find. They try and find it for the rest of their lives, and they don't find a home away from home, which is what I have found. And I've just been embraced by the whole of Taranaki and the community down there. And I just know that over in Ireland, I've just been getting a few Facebook feeds coming through, and like the local GAA club has put up a big Facebook post. Like, basically their sentiment was, we join with New Zealand in, you know, wishing me luck. And yeah, it's almost like very emotional, and I never thought I'd get emotional reading a GAA club post, but I did. It was touching, it was lovely, and yeah, but I'm very settled here. But that's why I found this whole experience has been really important to me, because Ireland is my past and my home, but New Zealand's my future, and it's been amazing to embrace the two. And this is me figuring myself out, this is me finding myself, because who am I now that I live in New Zealand? Who am I? I know now that I'm a New Zealander with Irish in my heart, you know? So it's just, yeah, it's been a soul-searching quest, and I think I might have actually cracked it. So,
Well
yeah.
done. So what do you think the next 3 to 4 months holds for you?
I think I said last night, I have no idea. I think I have an idea, I guess, about what I think that it's going to be. But I was talking to Liv, my new soulmate, the Rose from Canterbury, and I was just saying what I think it's going to be and what it's actually going to be, I'm sure, are going to be light years apart. Because one of the judges even said that, like when Hannah came back and spoke this year, he looked up and was like, who is this woman? She has changed and evolved, and the woman before him is something like a bit of a phoenix, almost, was what I think he was trying to describe. You know, she just came back with this amazing charisma, and I mean, if I could get a small fraction of that. So obviously the experience must be something literally world changing, that so many Irish girls go out and promote it and say, you need to do this. So I can only imagine that it's going to be hectic, but bonding, and yeah, just really life changing, and I'm just so looking forward to the whole thing and overwhelmed by it all at the same time, I think.
And lots of planning and shopping and
I haven't even thought about the shopping,
and
but Shane's really nervous because I always say I was a shopaholic in Ireland, and then I travelled and I was poor, and I had to really revert back into like what it is to be like to be a pauper. And now suddenly someone's telling me you need to shop, and I think it's bringing back some of those old things in me. I'm like, oh my god, shopping. So I think it's going to be a very dangerous experience for our bank account, and I think Shane's going to have that under lock and key for sure. Mum and Dad are already like on the phone to everybody. She's got a group of friends, my mum, and so when we were younger, all of this group used to go over to France on family holidays. It's what you do in Ireland. You can't really afford to bring your 4 children like over somewhere exotic, so you get on the boat and you travel to France. And we used to do this thing every year where all the family would be having their vinos and relaxing in the campsite, and all the children would be getting angsty, so they'd have a Rose of Tralee contest over in France. The boys could join as well, so it wasn't exactly like the Rose of Tralee contest, but you'd get up and you'd sing your song and you'd talk about your home and stuff. And so that whole group is like, oh my god, we're gonna get to go to Tralee and see Niamh.
And do it for real.
Do it for real. She's had plenty of practice, so hopefully I'll be good at it, because I've had years of France Rose of Tralees. So yeah, I think that the planning, my mom especially, is just so excited, and every time I get on the phone with her, she's just like, I haven't seen her this buzzing in so long. So like my mom's buzzing, my dad was crying. It was just, I was crying. I'm gonna cry now, but don't. But it was so emotional. Because I had to do it in front of all the cameras, which was a bit strange. And I don't even remember what I said. I think I screamed something, and they got the gist because they saw the crown. But I had my dad, and then I had my brother, all because he was running down the stairs, and my sister, and everyone was just blotchy and crying. And it's so funny that how great like Skype and FaceTime is, because how many years ago we wouldn't have been able to share that moment
Absolutely.
instantaneously. And for me, like, that was just so special. I think everyone else around me could almost feel how special it was. And yeah, the planning is just starting now, but we're all very excited. Speaking of small places, Jenna O'Sullivan, the other O'Sullivan in the Rose of Tralee, we did a life swap, and we've only come to know. So she is from Taranaki herself, and I really hope that I do her and her family proud. They've been very supportive of myself and Jenna throughout the whole thing. And basically, so I'm living in Taranaki, and only a few years ago she was living in Clonakilty, County Cork, my hometown. So the fact that we are here in this together, sharing this experience after literally going to each other's homes and experiencing it, is something I can only say is like, you know, meant to be. It's like something written in the stars, and you can't ignore those kind of signs, I think.
What are the next 2, 3, 4 years hold for?
To be honest, it's like both personal and professional, because Shane knew when he started going out with me that I was very much a business-minded. My professional career is very, very important to me. And that was something I was really worried about giving up, coming over to Taranaki. And luckily, that has not been the case. Again, thank you very much to Taranaki for supporting me and seeing something in me, seeing you know, that I could keep up with all the Kiwis, which is a hard thing to do. So professionally, diabetes care is something very, very close to my heart. I have type 1 diabetes myself. I have a little insulin pump under here that you can't even see, but I'm very much, I've big dreams to hopefully raise the profile of diabetes care in Taranaki and hopefully get us a diabetes dietitian sometime into the future. Even by talking about it, if we got the ball rolling, I'm sure there's a lot bigger minds than mine that have thought about it, and there's probably, you know, budgeting factors come into it, but I would absolutely professionally love to be the diabetes dietitian in Taranaki. I'd be so proud, and it would literally just be the epitome of everything I've been working for up to now in my professional career, and to do it over here would be something really special. And I'm involved in a lot of the diabetes society activities and hope to be a lot more into the future. Personally, I want babies and I want a family. I know that's really silly, but I really do want to have a home here, and that's why I entered, as I said, to find what it means to be here and to have this as my home. And so we want to build a house in Taranaki, we want to have a family. I'm going to be getting married in 2019, so have my family come over here, and for the first time they've never seen New Zealand. Hopefully see myself in 5 years as happily married, maybe a child hopefully, regular visits from mum and dad, and a great job that I'm really proud of. I think that's all you really want in life, isn't it? And friends, which I've made here, so yeah.
Can I finish by saying congratulations?
Thank you so much.
I think you'll be a wonderful ambassador for New Zealand.
Thank you. I really hope so.